Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Morse World TV. I am your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. I'm still trying to get it together. Hold out. I'm still trying to get it together. Wait a minute. There we go. Anybody in the building this evening? CEO. So family, listen, man, I want to get it in real quick, but I need to make sure y'all gonna share this thing out. I done shared it out. I'm on a different program and the algorithms may not catch it like I wanted to catch it. So at the end of the day, I'm going to need y'all to share this out. We about to get into it. Real talk. They done called the whole Baltimore the Federal Rally. They done called the whole Baltimore the Federal Rally, family. So we got to get busy. Yep, got to get busy. Give me 1 second. Let me get everything queued up real quick. Cause this is the show that broke the FBA. Let me get a screen share. Can y'all hear me? Check 1, 2. Can y'all hear me? How do I sound? This is the show. This is the show that broke the FBA back. Right here.
Pan-Africanist.
Hold on. This is the show.
Give you a genuine answer.
The brother in the right-hand corner.
I'm giving you a genuine answer. There were 600, we've been Homo sapiens for over 150,000 years, probably longer than that. So,
this was a goofy conversation for the FBAs, boy. I'm trying to tell you. This was a hold on 1 second. Let me pull it out. Hold up, my bad. Let me pull it up. Bam. Fam, can I get on this camera real quick? Sincere the love God, brother. Now I know that you have traveled in certain circles, but where you get the love God as a name? Now I already know you've been to the college, but did they name you Sincere the Love God? Who names? Let me stop. The brother named himself, or somebody named this grown man Sincere the Love God. Family. Sincere the Love God is the one in the right-hand corner. And he didn't have a clue about how to represent FBA. He didn't have a clue. And Unc, who names a grown man Sincere the Love God? See, you gonna make me get Bucci on you, Moochie on you, or Bucci did. You gonna make me get Moochie on you just because. For real. Greetings, by the way, you're right. The real Dana being an opportunist. She should really change her name to the real diva with real dogma. I might have to cover her soon. Listen, I might have to cover the real Dana soon. If you want me to cover the real Dana soon, see where she come from, see what she up to, let me know. You know what I mean? That is why I say, look out, GS. What it do, Crip? Star and Montreal TV Citizen. But listen, at the end of the day, family. Now, can we have a serious conversation, family? What person names themselves sincere the love God? And you've been to prison. And you did you get that name in prison? Or did you get Moochie sending me stuff already. Hold on, let me stop. Fam, can we just start the show? Let's stick it to scholarship. Cause tonight we got Dr. Saw on here tonight. We got Dr. Saw on here, so we gotta keep it professional. Cause we gotta do it with class. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure that the doc get to do his expertise in a methodical way. How Unc said, he said, the scientific approach. I forgive you. The scientific method. That's what he said. That's what Unc said. Unc said the scientific method. He ain't gonna come like the GS. The GS ain't got no training in academia or nothing. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't got no training. All he got is a well-read mind, some wits, and some struggles. That's it. That's all I draw from. That's all but you know what's funny to me, family, before we get started. In fact, man, let's just get started because this is going to be a long night. I ain't going to play with it. People want to hear from the doc. Welcome to Moore's World TV, Dr. Saw. Dr. Saw, introduce yourself, man. We ain't going to wait around.
Dr. Ausar, Dennis Ausar Winkler. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I guess I'm one of those agents. You know what I mean?
Brother, let's get straight to it because you've been here before.
Yeah.
And brother, first of all, were you able to hear because I'm getting straight to it. We're gonna dance around. This ain't the typical interview. We're gonna dance around.
Well, I'm not used to, you're not typical, so I appreciate
brother, it. Did you hear Tariq Nasheed not imply, but said that, and he only said it after you appeared on Dr. Maat channel with Unc this past week or the week before, however it was, the last 10 days or whatever it was. He never said that before.
I've heard the accusations.
You're from Baltimore, brother. You born and bred in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm adopted in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. We accept you.
I bring my mother up here to say do too.
I be trying to tell, like you be saying man. That's some of that Annapolis stuff.
but Doc,
mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard that Baltimore is full of feds?
Not in that sense.
It's just crazy, like in the sense where he said it was, he just painted everything with a wide brush. And it seems to me that he literally, man, let's keep it a buck. Brother, he called you a fed, brother. Are you a fed? Because if you are, you got to say it when they ask you.
I got a lot of
that's what they say, brother. That's what they say. They say if you ask a federal officer or informant if they are fed, they got to admit it.
Yeah, I got a lot of federal student loans that they can help me out with.
I thought you were like, I got a lot of federal friends. I'm like, hold up, Unc. You got to get up out of here. No, I know you. I know you ain't. I know you ain't walked that path. But what I'm saying is,
and let me answer the question for those who might not understand the levity that I was using. No, I'm not a fed.
But at the end of the day, brother, he then went on to say that basically you, my aunt, and I'm going to call it a spade. This is how everybody took it. Because he never said that I was the fed at first. Mm-hmm. But after that presentation, even a brother did a presentation and said, "Yeah, Tariq, it was a guy that was I was talking to, and they was talking about Unc. They directly called Unc a Fed. So is Baltimore full of feds or what? I need to pack up, go napless.
Now, Baltimore is full of some of the realest,
yeah,
the realest soldiers and soldieresses that's out here. You know what I mean? Like, so no, we grassroots for real. I mean, and when people come to Baltimore, they say, wow, they are amazed by the level of work we have going on the ground. You know what I mean?
And you know, Doc, you know, one of the things that boggles a lot of people is that whether it's the work you do and what I'm doing and what we got going on, we don't have to showcase it on social media to feel like we accomplished something. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem with social media. When somebody take these crowdfundings and they do a little something and they grift and then they do a little something and they showcase on social media, the people feel like they're accomplished. But bro, none of that stuff can compare to the stuff that we got going on here.
Because the reality is when you're doing the work, you can't make, well, the work for FBA is social media.
Right.
That let me be fair. Maybe 98% of the work is social media. Bro, so when your job is social media, you will outdo everybody else on social media.
It kind of reminds me when we was about to get ready for the show, and I have to keep putting it back because my wife was in a meeting for our own homeschool collective that we have here in Baltimore that we didn't have $1 million. We didn't have a loan. We just got together, parents concerned, got a location, educating and stuff. And so I'm waiting while my wife is in a meeting and really educating children. You know what I'm saying? But I will never plaster it on here so people can attack. And on your on your side of town, you actually have and I want you to talk about it too. You actually have a full-blown wellness center, a place where people can go or come and dialogue. People can come see lectures. People can come and get a wholesome meal. I mean, just all out uplifting acts straight on Harford Road. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to me that because you don't illustrate it or talk about it on these social media airways, like, look at me, that someone can come out their mouth and make the dumbest statement known to man, that you a fed, brother.
He said, they some feds. Those brothers, don't listen to them. They some feds.
And then they said, don't debate you either.
Don't debate them. And I think you made a cogent point last night that you need to extrapolate on a bit more.
Go ahead, expound upon that point. What'd I say?
Like, what is that point? That point is maybe that's what I took, but from what you said is that is a part of maintaining FBA.
Yeah.
That is saying don't debate people because they will unveil the bullshit. Excuse my language.
Absolutely. And the thing is that one thing, I love debates. You see me on Facebook all the time. I want to debate the Moors. I want to debate anybody. But when I say debate, I'm not talking about a horse and pony show from the Sinetta. I'm talking about pure scholarship, pure receipts, and pure logic, and let the people decide.
Hey, GS, one thing you just said, they never did it before. Think about it. He wasn't saying I don't imagine they even said don't debate them before until they saw that they came up against some opponents when Unc slammed damn dunked them, and I came through intellectually obliterated them just with methodology and pure reason.
And we're going to get into that methodology, but I want to say this and then we're going to flow. I ain't glazing nobody. I ain't going to glaze nobody. I ain't going to stroke nobody's ego. But you know what I've noticed? That in these conversations that we have seen, that we have these discourse, or, you know, when we converse about difference of opinion, brother, you And you know, me and Dr. Maat can bump heads, but I gotta call a spade a spade. You and Dr. Maat are two of the only real doctors. I say that to say this. Why is it that the least qualified are the most listened to? And I want you to talk about your credentials, because I think that you are qualified to chop that up from a social science perspective, as well as how the mentality works. Because, like I say, me and Maya can bump heads tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But one thing I can't say, that she's a mail order doctor. I can't say she an Inky. I mean, my bad. Well, I keep messing with Inky, but I'm just saying she's not a Dr. Reggie. I'm just saying.
But Reggie, but for fairness, Reggie says often that he's not one.
Yes, but yes. Dr. Reggie. Mm-hmm. But brother, can you tell the people a little bit about who you are? Because I think people may take you as one that's just out here talking without the actual qualification, especially as it relates to identity. Mm-hmm. Especially as it relates to identity, brother. Go ahead so we can get started.
So, not to belabor the point, I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. I have a PhD in counselor education and supervision. My dissertation was entitled identifying the relationship between race-based trauma, Black identity, in fact, racial identity, and spirituality. So what we're talking about when we talk about FBA, we're talking about a subset or a subgroup within this framework we call African American. Whether or not you identify with that label or not, it is a subgroup within this greater label we call African American. Can I just give a plug to a video?
No, brother, go, bro, go.
I broke that down really clearly today. All the foolishness from a social scientific.
But I want you to break if you can give us a snapshot of what you're saying, because I don't want people to ever take this as if you just picked up the mic and talking. I'm saying that not that you know how I get down. Not that qualifies you over anybody else, but it is nice to know that you have been trained in, you have studied in, and you have qualified yourself even in a system that qualifications come from. But now your logic and your reasoning for our people have to measure up. We already know that. So, but I think it's very important that you underscore your learning and your training, and then let people decide, does the logic match?
Well, yeah, I mean, identity is a major part of my dissertation, which requires hours and hours and all types of reading and all types of books and understanding frameworks, theories, concepts, ideologies, theoretical underpinnings, all these type of things, which one of the dear brothers said that he didn't understand what I was saying. I said, it's not that it was babble, as they say. It's just that you don't understand. Your elevator goes to the 3rd floor. Mine may go to the 12th. You understand? But what I want to clearly say this, that I did talk about that on my channel. Go to Dr. Dennis Ausar Winkler on YouTube and look at that video. But we're going to do it here too. But I know Brother Tahaka. I love working with Brother Tahaka over here when he not roughing me up too much. But I love work because Brother Tahaka is one of the greatest interviewers, and it's not even an interview. I don't know what to call it. He's a master at what he does. Look, I know you and Dr. Maat got beefs, but like Dr. Maat, she's also masterful. And so go ahead.
So at the end of the day, when you look at FBA from a social science perspective, in your opinion, what exactly is FBA from a social science perspective, if you will?
To me, FBA is an identity category of so let me even explain this how I explained it earlier. They don't really understand what they're talking about, because I'm gonna start at the top. African American. I know we don't accept that term, lots of us, but let's just kind of like think theoretically here. Let's even go above African American. Let's go to American.
Right.
American is the overall identity in this particular country, or we can say the United States or what have you, right? But it's American. Then under that, you have a subgroup, which is called African American. Then under African American, you have a variety of subgroups as well. This is the very reason why they're delineating, because they want to be clear. I mean, at least, if they really wanted to make this a legitimate claim, they would understand that FBA is a subgroup because they want to delineate from African American because they don't believe it clearly identifies who they or we are. So then they create a subgroup because they don't want to be confused with Jamaican American, which can fall under African American. They don't want to be confused with Kamala Harris. So what I'm saying is it's a subgroup. It's a type of African American that is more clearly, in a way, explained, but it doesn't stop there. So the way I say it is, see, that if they was doing the social science right, that's what it would be. But instead, it goes further down as a subgroup to the level of a cult. And cults are also subgroups,
right,
of the greater population. See, my man Sincere was like, "What is a subgroup? Like explain like a subgroup? We're not even a group. First and foremost, even if you call yourself a FBAer, you're a group. If you call yourself an African American, you are a group.
Correct.
See, they're not clear. What's wrong with the word group? You said that you're a lineage. That makes no sense. I won't go there. But anyway, it is a subgroup on the level of, I'm going to say it's close to like Hebrew Israelite. It's an ideology.
Ho, don't come for my Hebrew brothers.
No, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with them.
Oh, it's the ideology. An ideology. It's a comparison to ideology. I got you.
It's closer to that than it is actually African American at this point.
Wow. What gives you the ability to frame it as a cult, though?
Because they have these very strict rules on who belongs and who doesn't belong. They have these. Go ahead. You about to say something?
I was about to just talk about if my hairline and yours is gone, we out.
Absolutely. They have all types of catechisms and talking points and FBA apologetics and all these type of things to actually defend against information that actually makes sense. Cults do that. What they do is they teach you apologetics. It's like kind of like what people do biblically. Like if one comes to you with this, don't greet them Godspeed. So It's kind of like the same thing. That's why I'm saying it's its own little subculture, its own little subgroup. They believe that, what is it, 48 million of them? Have they lost their minds?
Yeah, and that's one thing. That's one thing how a cult moves too, because what they do is they superimpose their ideal on the populace, and they assume that the populace, because they're not paying attention, that they don't get no drawback. Mm-hmm. But the populace is not paying attention because you're insignificant, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, the populace in our real world are actually working. And the populace in the real world are actually making sure their children get educated properly, and making sure they got food on their table, and making sure that their bills are paid. Many people, it's like the conversation we had offline one time about people think when you come to Baltimore, it's just a kill zone like that. Mm-hmm. But when people come, they see like that ain't the case. But that's how FBA think. FBA think because they say it, that whoever listening to them believe it. Like you said, 48 million, they actually believe that. The ones that regurgitated.
I saw you go out and do an interview with people, and most of them didn't know what it was. In my class, listen, right now, another reason why I'm qualified, that I teach diversity, I teach I'm teaching a diversity class, social justice class, all these different classes at the PhD level. My students are PhDs and master's degree students. So in my PhD class right now, when only one person out of the whole entire cohort knew what FBA was.
Listen, I was at, and I did it twice. I was at an event with thousands of people.
Oh, wow. You have a large sample size with
thousands of people. And there was not one person that could. I'm talking about these are people that some people I knew, some people I didn't, but these are people that I knew would say, yeah, FBA is such and such. Not one. Not one. You know, so at the end of the day, brother, so you was in this debate, and it wasn't even a debate. It was a discussion. It was a discussion. Let's be clear. It was a discussion. Yeah. No one signed up for a debate. It was a discussion. I didn't even know
who was coming on, honestly.
Yeah. Let's talk. How did that come about?
How did what come about? Part now.
The discussion.
Well,
and what was the basis of the discussion?
I was on Dr. Maat's platform with Brother Unk and Professor Smalls, and Dr. Maat brought Baba Small to actually explain his side of the story after the FBAers, the Nasheedians, and came for him after the video was chopped and screwed, and they started calling him out and calling him all types of things that most of us know about. Dr. Maat was able to have Dr. Small or Baba Small come on and actually talk about it from his perspective and his point of view and his side. She did a wonderful job of doing that. After that, he and Brother Unk and myself, we kind of explored it a bit more for about an hour or so. And I think the brothers, they did some videos on it or something like that. If I'm remembering correctly, they took exception. Brother Sincere, love the God. It is. I mean, Sincere love the God.
Love the God. Okay, yeah,
He gets a little pass, right?
That ain't no pass. That's still a sincere love the God. I'm just saying. I wouldn't choose.
Well, I would try to help my brother. He doesn't help. He doesn't help me.
All right. Well, let me show people who's sincere. This is sincere love the God, quote unquote, because I don't even feel right saying it. That is sincere love the God with the kente cloth on his head. Now he's an FBA. What's so funny about that? FBA can wear kente cloths.
He's gonna.
No. He got the kente cloth on right there, and you see on his shoulder right there, he got the kente gear on. Yeah. So, but he's FBA. He's FBA. But go ahead, brother. That's him right there.
So yeah. So I think somehow he wanted to talk or something like that. They had a conversation behind the scenes, and basically they decided to have a response to that video where they brought Sincere Love the God on, and they brought the brother named Dwann or something like that.
Dwann B, the Z-list comedian.
Okay, so Dwann B, just to be honest, he was kind of sporadic. While he kind of agreed with almost every talking point to some degree, he was very flexible. I mean, even though he was acting wild, to be honest, he still conceded and still, but this guy here, Sincere, I found out he's very insincere. I thought he was probably sincerely lost, but I'm starting to begin to believe that he's sincerely insincere.
Right. And to your point, somebody said showing how knowledgeable that he is. With him wearing a kente cloth would show that he has a more a deeper pool to swim in as it relates to knowledge, because don't nobody just throw on kente cloth.
You know what's funny? And this might be an old picture, but the thing is, what he tried to kind of draw this picture of me in like a little joke without directly saying it, when he was explaining to me in this video that he misrepresented my words or didn't understand the words, one of the two. I don't know which one it was. He said the brother with the kufi on, and here I see my dear brother. I don't know if that's a kufi, but it looks like some.
It's a wrap. Look like it.
Yeah, it's something like one.
It's a head wrap.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah.
So, and now I show that purposely. Let me tell you something. I show it purposely because it shows you that even if that picture was before he accepted, which it doesn't look like that old, even if before he's accepted this new way of life as FBA, it just shows you the extent of his knowledge base. Even if the extent of his knowledge base is not up to par, he has some form of understanding before FBA.
But I think he's hurt, and that's my psychosocial analysis. He doesn't understand our elders as clearly as he thought he understood them. When he's given up because he believes that Pan-Africanism or whatever it is, African Senate thought or whatever, it no longer works. So now what you do, you side with the majority culture in some ways, and you want to collect the largest crumbs, and you want to make sure no other people that look like you get those crumbs that's due to you. You know, that type of thing. That's what he's on. Let me make sure at least I get the crumbs from our master.
Hey, brother, when you was in the debate and you was talking, basically you was addressing some things that Dwann B was saying, and Dwann B was all over the place. I mean, I couldn't even. He was like he was incoherent, in his approach to explaining his position with FBA. Do you think that, and this is your opinion, of course, do you think that this is just a pick-me situation? Because it seems like it seems like he was saying, let me get to my point. Dwann B was saying one thing about FBA, and the other guy was like in opposition to what Dwann B was saying. Case in point, Dwann B was talking like the strict FBA, that this is our land, type of rhetoric, right? And we delineating, et cetera, not in that order. But then the other brother here, he says, my baby mother is Jamaican. Did you catch that part?
He said, I think he said my children, his children's mother.
My children's mother is Jamaican.
Yeah. So
so the confusing part, now I'm not talking about his child or anything. The confusing part to me is, on one end, it's like tether. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard Dwann B tether. And then on another end, this brother saying that he has a offspring or seed by one that they will call a tether.
Did you say Dwann B? I think that was sincere, actually.
What, saying tether? No. Dwann B uses the term tether a lot.
Okay.
And I'm saying sincere admitted that he has a child by a Jamaican sister.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, what type of, I don't know how I'm asking this, or but I want you to give a general answer.
It's a deflection.
The psychoanalyst of somebody saying that Jamaicans are tether and your baby comes out of, that's weird, bro. And let me say this, brother sincere, love to God. I am not coming for your children. I'm not coming for your spouse. This is a conversation of dialogue, and I'm only reacting or responding to your comment. I love children. I have quite a few myself, and I will never come for anybody children. We disagree philosophically. That's it. But this is no attack, so please don't take it that way. But I want to understand, how is it that one can have a child with one that another one of his allies would call a tether?
So from a psychosocial analysis or conceptualization, as I would put it, and I'm sorry, sincere, if it's too many syllables in those words, just Google them. But what I'm saying here is that from that analysis, there's various hypotheses one can actually draw, right? So we're talking about the scientific method, right? so
that's my own favorite word.
Yeah. So,
hey, what up?
So conceptualizing this, it could be a variety, but two things that come to my mind is, one, that maybe there might be some hurt and pain from that relationship. Maybe
Right.
there's something going on, or something has happened that he hasn't all completely healed from. Maybe he's completely healed from it to some degree. And maybe it's a both and, or maybe none of this. But another thing, a angle of looking at it is perhaps that was deflection. It's kind of like white people saying, I got black friends.
Oh, right.
So these
See, that's why I like talking to you, brother, because you open my mind up, because I'll be like, man, hold up, bro. How do we conceptualize a person that would be around someone? Because it's like, I'm gonna hold your thought for 1 second. I did a show with Uncle Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Bobby is a Black Panther, but his mother is a European. I said, how can you be out there with people calling the white man the devil and your mother European? And he said, my mother is the devil. I said, goodness gracious. And so this is like not exactly to that extreme, but the psychology seems to be similar. You know what I mean? How a person can just overlook these attacks.
In essence is very similar, but it's not on a individual level. On a collective level, see, this is what I do. So on a collective level, you see that same vitriolic approach to our brothers and sisters across the world. That look, those melanated, those people will be identified as those are descendants of Africa, sons and daughters of Africa. Those who are a part of this plantation in America, we see them quite similar. That particular gentleman, whatever his name was, I can't remember what you said. He sees
Uncle Bobby. Yeah.
So that's family member on a more intimate level, but they see the African or Black family member in a very similar level, on a more global collective level.
Right.
I know.
At the end of the day, when we get to Dwann B, he always have a shirt on that says Hotep.
Really?
Yeah, I can pull it up right now. So the point that I'm making,
is it a joke?
No, he's been wearing it before FBA.
Oh, okay. He was saying that he used to be in that.
Yeah, but the point that I'm making is, how do one push themselves as this FBA voice, but run around with African symbols even to this day? You know what I mean? Even to this day. He doesn't. I mean, if you listen to the interview, he doesn't really hold. He's not really locked down to anything. He doesn't really. Right.
He doesn't strongly agree or disagree with too much. If you look at the entire interview, he even agreed at the end. I said that he sees things in complex ways and nuance, but he doesn't like to be put in boxes. And you have people like that. He approaches this very differently. It doesn't really matter to him. He sees it as a frivolous, pointless argument, and he doesn't really care.
Like right here on this shirt, he have Dr. John Henry Clark. Dr. John Henry Clark clearly is a Pan-Africanist. You feel what I'm saying? And this show was on Sincere Love the Godcast, and intelligent-ish talk, Hotepish, hosted by Dwann B. This was his thing, and continue. I don't understand how the attacks are against Africa, whether it's Nigeria, whether it's Africa in general, but they still perpetuate African identity.
Is this recent though?
Brother, you see Sincere to God, don't you?
I'm not sure.
That was in September.
That was in September. So, and Hope Tepish wasn't a joke, because I know you have a song called Hope
No.
Tepish. We need to play that.
No, bro. This is real talk.
So they really were coming from a Hope Tepish position?
Bro, I'm not playing.
I mean, I know you.
I study these people because you know why I study these people? It gives me a mental exercise to try to figure out and break down the equation.
Well, this is an exercise.
I study these people. I mean, really, I really study these people because, like for instance, some people play chess, real chess. I examine human character and human actions compared to their words. I study it closely, and I'm like, this is some wild stuff here.
On my podcast, I just got to say, I said earlier that you are the foremost expert on this FBA Nasheedian ideology.
I think, you know what? I really do believe that I can psychoanalyze this to the fullest and get you to put it in academic words, and we could have this going around the world. Because this is a wild thing right here, bro. You never seen nothing like this. For instance, you never seen any other group of people that would highlight that this is my lineage. Never on the planet.
Tell me again. What does that mean? Pardon.
You have never seen another group of people, not the quote unquote Native Americans, not the European Jew. You have never seen them to say, I am a part of a lineage. It's not a group. It's not a organization. I'm a lineage and respect my lineage, and I'm delineating.
Yeah, I mean,
You never seen this on the planet before.
I was looking up some research slightly. I tend to not. I haven't done enough research, so I won't say never. You may have done more than me, so you could say that. But for me, the little research I've done just recently is like you cannot, like, there's no term in Jamaica that differentiates between those people like African Americans or American Africans or what have you, that differentiates between them as they evolve generationally.
What you see and where the blur the line, this is where the lines blur. Other people identify with tribe and nation, right? And within that identification, you have the lineage. You see what I'm saying? But they identify with tribes and nation. Just like somebody right here said this. Listen to this. Yes, you do. The Ashkenazi and the Sephardic Jew. Those are tribal markers and identification. Those are not someone typically saying, I'm a lineage. Someone says blood, someone says monarch. No, they're talking about a bloodline, but they're still connected to a nation. What you got with FBA is they're not talking about a nation per se, because they saying that it's not an organization, it's not no leader of it. Like, nations have leaders.
It's a nothing, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. It's a nothing, because even one of the talking points that Sincere the God Love the God put out earlier was that you never hear the Ashanti people say that they are a subgroup. Look, so FBA is not a subgroup or something like that. I'm like, what? The Ashanti people are actually a subgroup of the Khan people.
And they're a tribe.
Yes.
They identify as a tribe.
Yes, so it's a subgroup of a greater group of the Khan ethnic group in Ghana.
Absolutely. And it's no different than when you go into Nigeria, although Nigeria is the country and you have different tribal affiliations in the country, but these are tribes.
These are different. So they're called tribes, and these tribes are subgroups of the greater group.
Yeah. And so this is the thing about FBA, just keeps saying that they're a lineage, and they do not accept the fact that, in fact, they're repeating all the hallmarks of a tribe or a nation, but they're saying that's not what we are. We're just a lineage. That's just so crazy to me.
And there's a variety of thought within FBA, and they typically talk about Pan-Africanism, or Pan-Africanism is having too many thoughts, and is a much larger type of movement than FBA is, and they can't agree on anything.
But check this out, though. To my point, brother. Let me read this real quick. Dwann B referenced the book Upon the Shores to back up his FBA historical points. But if you read that book, it had a lot of Pan-African themes and Africanism of Black American heritage. Right. They just so confused. But this is my point. When One just tried to say that it's a lineage, and they don't accept the fact that they're spitting all the hallmarks of tribalism, of nationhood, and things like that. But they say that's not what we are. That's not what we are. And then you have somebody like George Macon.
Like I teach on my channel, FBA isn't just a lineage; it's a lifestyle. It's a cultural revolution of how we want to now not just see ourselves, but in seeing ourselves, treat ourselves.
You see what I'm saying? Now it's a cultural revolution. Now George Macon says that it's not just a lineage, and this is what I'm saying. This doesn't make any sense when you look at it from an academia perspective, from a historical perspective, how people identify themselves. It doesn't make any sense.
Right, and that's like a third strand of this FBA ideology, because now he's saying something that I haven't even heard others say.
And I know, listen, and that's why you say I'm the foremost expert, because I got it for him. Listen, one more time, brother. You can't believe this.
Like I teach on my channel, FBA isn't just a lineage; it's a lifestyle. It's a cultural revolution.
A cultural revolution, but it ain't supposed to be a culture. It ain't supposed to be anything other than identifying as a lineage.
I mean, he's just saying, he meant to say, he was starting off with cult and he needed to bend. And so he put the troll revolution. It's similar, but not this. But yeah, he meant to stop at cult.
And so when you listen to, and now listen, if anybody had a chance, and I didn't even want to put the video up because I want y'all to go to Dr. Maat and see it for yourself. I don't want anybody. I was going to get some clips from that, but then I said, you know what? Let everybody go to Dr. Maat channel and see it for themselves and see the full thing. And maybe we'll come back and bring Unc and that Unc and yourself a dialogue again. Let everybody go there and check it out, because at the end of the day, we have 3 different people representing the FBA, and all of them say 3 different things. All of them say 3 different things, which blows me away. Check out Sincere. Where's that video? Sincere says that basically you contradict yourself, but he never point out the contradiction. He never point out the contradiction. So in that conversation with Sincere, how do you get to a resolution?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you get to a resolution? Because the conversation is about Pan-Africanism and FBA. How do you resolve from a logic perspective? Like, what makes sense?
Oh, I think Sincere and my dear FBA brothers and sisters need to heal. I think they're operating from a sense of scarcity. A sense of feeling oppressed. I think they need to heal. I think trauma will have you operating in that way and seeing things in a very black and white sense, all or nothing sense, though them against us sense, and hence you have to have enemies. If this is a real question, I get if this is the real question, we have to heal. These people are afraid, and that's the same thing I told Sincere. He was like, brother Ausar, or Ausar. He probably wouldn't call me brother. Ausar, do you think I'm scared of you? I said, he might have said brother, do you think I'm scared of you? And I said, no, you don't have to be scared of me. I love you, my brother. And he said, well, the reason why I asked is because typically when people have to lie or something like that, that's typically because they're fearful. I said, no, you are not fearful of me, perhaps, but I can tell you who you're afraid of. You're afraid of Africans. You're afraid of Jamaicans. You're afraid of the diaspora, and you think they come to take your stuff. They coming to take your reparations. They come to take all these different things. And the reality is, when you are operating, Brother Tahaka, in a hyper state of arousal, which is common when you're operating from a traumatic state, what happens is I'm landing it, Tahaka. I'm landing it.
No, you good, brother. Come on.
When you're operating from this hyper aroused state or this hyper alert state, what happens is impacts the way that you can see it, because it doesn't allow you to see the entire picture. You only see pieces, and you go into survival mode. So really all you become is defensive, protective, and you can't empathize because you're not able to go to your higher cortical regions of your brain. So now because you're operating in your limbic aspect of your brain, what's going on in your lower region of your brain, what happens is you're in fight, flight, freeze, faint, whatever one of you, whichever realm you're in, you're either fighting, you're either running, and if you can't do those, you freeze and you faint. And what they're doing is fighting, and they're fighting the wrong people, quite like other people do when they've been traumatized by somebody else, but you remind them of those people. So now you take out what was for the other person who harmed you on someone who's innocent.
That's wild. You know why? You know why that's wild? That's crazy that you say that. I've been studying this sincere guy, and years ago he was enraged against Europeans. He was enraged against Europeans, and when I say enraged, don't nobody take it to the extreme. I'm saying his talking points was straight at Europeans, and then it began to shift towards Black Lives Matter. And then it began to shift towards Tariq talking points. And one of the things that blows my mind is that we all know that we have a common oppressor, seen and unseen. And it's the imperialistic system. We all know that. From your vantage point, what happens to a person that see the object of their oppression as the European counterpart, if you will, white supremacy, imperialism, to shift now and begin to redirect that anger towards Haitians, towards Jamaicans, and towards anybody of the mother continent? What kind of shift is that? Listen, the reason why I'm pulling this out, I'm about to do a whole expose on bro. I'm about to do a whole expose on bro. You know what I mean? And in this expose, I'm going to show, we're going to psychoanalyze how this guy shifted. And he can't even defend FBA. But from your vantage point, have you ever witnessed somebody in your journey that goes from Black Power type of talk? You know, I'm talking about the reckless Black Power. The white man, the Trump trying to trick us, You know what I mean? To now it's the Nigerians trying to trick us, the Somalis trying to trick us, and everything relates to the copper tone or the melanated people trying to trick us.
So from your own conceptualization is one way to look at it, and that would be, is he a pick-me? And there may be that could possibly be it, but there's other ways to look at it. You know, I say the verdict is out. You might be accurate though, but let's say another way to look at it is he could be tired and frustrated with organizing with people that doesn't seem to be winning the fight that they have been in. So because they don't seem to be winning the fight they're in, he would rather take up another fight, which essentially sides with the enemy, and it's also an easier fight that he believed that he can win. So he will choose his fights with people he believed that he can win the fight against. And maybe it's a both and. Maybe it's a both and. Maybe I'm hearing it come.
So pick me, choose me, love me. So pick me, choose me, love me.
He'll pick me.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you have enough evidence to draw that conclusion. I don't think that hypothesis is coming from nowhere.
And let me say this, you know, and in studying the brother, and I study these people that attack our people. Don't get it twisted. I study these people that attack our people. You know what I mean? No matter where we are, I study it. And one thing I do notice is that he's been struggling to try to build a streaming YouTube, social media, podcast platform for over 5 years. Recently,
Oh yeah, he got standing green.
Recently with the Professor Smalls conversation, he's finally gotten some attention.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So would it be reasonable to say that we can expect that more people will come out acting as if they're this FBA ideal just for the sake of being recognized in the world of podcasting, YouTube? Because most of these people don't even, the talking points are off.
Yes, the system rewards division between us. And see, like if you hear me talking on the other end, I'm going to get less views of talking about unity. He's going to get more views of talking about divisiveness.
Right. Because his channel was a graveyard until hold up. Look, I can pull it up for you. I know you probably think I'm playing. Damn.
No, it's very clear. I talked to some people and they actually shared the same point with me, that he would have 50 or 60 views here and 70 views there. Then when he brought Baba Small into the dialogue, his views went up exponentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Now look, when we listen, there it is right here. Peep it. Yeah, he's a pick-me. He got to be a pick-me at this point. I mean, look at this. You see it right there? Hold up, here you go. Let me see. 5.2, sincere. He talked about with Dr. Maat. That was 3 days ago. He reacting to the podcast. Response to Dr. Maat interview. Rap Brown Mother. Professor Smalls, his biggest number. FBA, outdated Pan-African. He got 4,000. Now before that, he got 395 talking about the win for the U.S. for the mayor. Then Snoop Dogg's, he got 94 views. He got 60 views. He got 100 views. Gavin Newsom, he got 100 views. He got so as you can see, that it appears to me that this guy is definitely a pick-me because the topic can make him the podcaster that he always wanted to be. Bro, where we go from here, bro? Do FBA become a conversation of yesterday? Or do you see FBA admitting that they're a group and begin to move things politically, economically, socially, or any other way?
Well, I'm not sure, but what I will say is I don't think their leader, although they say they don't have one, wants that level of accountability. But I can't imagine that some factions, as they splinter and build, will try to organize in that way.
Right.
Quite like ADOS at one time wasn't organized, and then they attempted to organize, and they're still doing that thing. And we're not going to talk about how they were usurped by this FBA movement in a sense, but yeah.
But what do you have to say about people that say that Pan-Africanism is dead, it didn't work, and what do you have to say for that?
I think they need to take Dr. John Henrik Clarke off their shirts, as you showed earlier, because Dr. John Henrik Clarke said Pan-Africanism or perish. Not just because Dr. Clarke said it, but I think what happens is they don't understand Pan-Africanism, and they don't understand the war that we're against. If you say it's dead, that's because you thought it was an easy fight.
Right. But you know what? Not only, I don't know if you're familiar with it, not only did Dr. John Henrik Clarke say that, check this out.
Yeah. And is it true? Because, I always say this, white supremacy is a global institution. And the reason why they've been around for a while is because they understand the power of amalgamation. They understand the power of uniting amongst themselves. And that's why they've been around for a while. Now, the problem with us black people is that we are divided, and that's why I say Pan-Africanism is the only kryptonite to white supremacy, because you defeat, this isn't back in the day, David versus Goliath. You defeat Goliath with another Goliath. You know, a giant with another giant. That's what I always say, Elder. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only way, and it's internal. The battle on the earth that we're facing, the greatest enemy.
Check it out, Doc.
To the human family. No matter you white, you black, whatever. The greatest enemy is ignorance. There's two types of ignorance. There's the ignorance of not knowing, and there's the ignorance that you know, but you ignore it.
Stop right there. Doc, do you believe that many of these people know better? They ignore it?
You mean the FBAers?
Yeah.
I think that you find a variety of different motives. Yes.
Now, I know it's a sensitive subject to speak about the elders, right? Brother, there it is right here.
Whoa, guys.
I talk to you personally. And if I don't talk to you, then it doesn't bother me that much. We must stop fighting amongst ourselves.
Listen to this.
Pan-African or perish.
You hear what Dr. Kaba said? But Dr. Kaba has been a voice for the FBA in many regards. How do we address that? This is a sensitive subject, bro, because it's like muddy in the waters. He says, and this is not an old demonstration right here, brother. This is not an old demonstration right here. What in the world is going
on? Okay, you done? You went
now,
out.
I know you nervous, but come on.
Oh, you talking to me? I mean, you ready for me to talk?
Yeah, I know you nervous.
Okay. No, I'm not nervous.
I'm trying to get into the psychoanalyzing. Psychoanalyzing this.
I'm very honest. So I've known before now by elders that they disagree with Tariq Nasheed. Firsthand, people have been on Hidden Colors. There's so many people from our community that disagree with him. There's a variety of mindsets, though. And again, we have to do these conceptualizations, understand that we are also facing a lot of stressors here on this country and across the world. So sometimes money can be a motivating factor. Not even if you're not getting money directly from Tariq Nasheed, there's the probability that you might can gain some type of notoriety that can bring you in some money. It's various reasons why people do what they do, right? Like I always say, like some people go on NBC. You know they're not your ally. That you know they're not your ally, NBC, but NBC might help you get some notoriety to feed your children and maybe further the movement. But at some point, you have to delineate from you can't get caught up and confused for being NBC or confused for being Nasheedian. But also what I'm saying is some people are peacemakers. You told me I'm the Prince of Peace.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, so
you wouldn't taking no mess the other night
so
with that foolishness.
So some people they see it and they have these hearts that they think somehow the thing can change. Just like so many other things took place, and I've always warned people about it, from Sinetta to Polite to everything, but people want to see us genuinely come together, and they genuinely think the founder of this particular movement has in him the ability to change. Some people have that mindset. But then, go ahead.
Somebody say, I would love to see you and Dr. Saar appear on the Real Dana podcast. We'll run circles around the Real Dana. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so where was I at? So some people really do. I guess what I was saying was genuinely think that change is possible. But when, as you understand what you're calling, you understand characteristics, traits, personality, and things like that. I appreciate how you're able to break these things down, and you bring me on to just really like just put some academic language on it. And really, what we're dealing with a personality. And many people don't understand that people with these type of personality, let me be careful how I say this. Like these very extreme personalities, you know, I don't want to be coming across as if I'm diagnosing people, but these extreme personalities, and I'll diagnose it on a social level, these cult leader type social charlatan type of personalities, these people will not change. They can't change. They're hurt. And if they, let's say that if one, it will require them to really go through serious treatment. But also, okay, I think I'm getting off a bit from your question.
No, you good. You good. I like this.
Okay. But it will require a serious crisis. It will require, they have no reason to change. And even when they look like they change, you have to understand that is a part of the mirage. That is a part of the trick. So you have to understand when little boys, as Dr. Naim Akbar says, are operating with toys. And when you talk about FBA, especially their thought leader, you know, that they think they're outsmart you with the tricks. Oh, we don't have no leader. I say at best, or at the least, you have a thought leader. You cannot say you don't have a thought leader, even if you want to call that Claude Anderson. I don't care if you want to take it off of Tariq. Even if Claude Anderson and all these other salesmen that I won't mention their names today, they're selling you stuff, and they really just trying to take care of themselves. These people are in a survival mode.
Yes, brother.
What they do is they sell you things to have you believe that somehow you're going to be able to get what they got, like Brother Polite did. People thought that somehow with proximity with Brother Polite, that somehow they were going to get to that level, when he doesn't give a god dag on.
Hey, bro, and let me tell you something, and I always like to remind people that there was a time, and call me goofy, call me slow, there was a time that I thought Brother Polite was on the level. Now, I still had reservation that possibly not. And I remember me and Dr. Ausar, we bump heads about that. You know what I'm saying? And at the same event that we bump heads, Polite.
Let's slow down.
Polite took $3,000 from somebody that same night.
Slow down. Let's really say it. We bumped heads.
Yeah, we bumped heads. We was about to get busy. Let's go outside.
Yeah, we bumped heads.
Yeah, we about to go outside.
Yeah.
And that same night, Polite robbed. Polite, I remember Polite saying, man, you represent the Moors, you come out Cali. I'm like, man, I ain't going out no Cali, man. I could see him trying to celebritize it, consciousness, but I never seen him going that far that he went. I never seen that. I never would imagine he would do that to a child. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I like to bring you on the show, because you have many times seen these things, maybe not to that extreme, but you knew that these things was possible because of this character that this person displayed. And even if it didn't seem like that, so like I said, maybe I'm slow or something, but whatever the case may be, I know without a doubt or contradiction, the night that he left that spot and somebody reached out to me and was like, brother, you know your boy just got us for $3,000, and then the next day, but we end up getting the money back. And that's the thing. Polite was a type of person that he would rob people, and if he get caught, he'll repay the money back. Then he go rob somebody else.
Yeah, or he'll pay some people back.
No, he'll pay the people that he know that he will have to pay consequences.
Yes.
Because in Baltimore, you know, he couldn't come back.
Yeah, and he wanted to come back in 2 weeks, in which he did come back 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah. At the end of the day, though,
Can I say something?
Yes.
And the reason why I say slow down and say that, because I want to show how even when you have a difference of agreement with someone, even that tension that came about, you came over to me and said, brother, let's dead this or whatever. It was like, look, brother, let's move past this. What I'm saying is you have the ability to even correct yourself.
But because at the end of the day, right, I think at the end of the day, we as a people, we should just want to get it right. We should want to get it right. Like, and if we find out that we went wrong, what's wrong with correcting that so we can get it right? Like, don't we want to get it right?
And you did it without even telling me any reason why. You just was humble when you said it. Like, look, bro, we better than this, brother.
Yeah, like my thing is us as a people, right? Us as the people. Why would someone put a wedge? And that's going to segue. Come on, bro. We're going to rock out for about 15, 20 more minutes. Why would someone have a movement that they don't call a movement that puts a wedge between already hurt, traumatized people? I say that to say this. Why is it that the idea is that Pan-Africanism is about reaching across the water and hugging somebody else before taking care of yourself right here at home? Because that ain't Pan-Africanism concept.
Not at all. Not at all. And as Dr. Maya always puts up, is Bobby Imhotep 5 to you. Another brother that's in Baltimore doing great work. I don't know what Tariq will call out there, brother. But nonetheless, he in his book, he outlines actually in a great way the beginnings, right, of Pan-Africanism. And when you really research and study this, the Pan-Africans the Pan-Africanists in the United States, from the Caribbean to the United States, they literally were focusing on the work here in the United States.
Where did they come up with this concept?
Yeah.
I don't know. It behooves me that they came up with this concept that Pan-Africanism is first and foremost focused on everybody, because of the pan, we've spoken on the pan and not the individual or local African spirit, if you will, within us and our community and our tribe and our community here.
People are
it's insane to me that someone would develop that concept and perpetuate it as if it's real, because that's not Pan-Africanism.
People are easily they imprinted that some people, cult type figures and ideology, they find ways to imprint messaging in your mind, ideas in your mind, even if it makes no sense at all. But another problem we have is that people are in these movements and they don't read for real. But even those who have read, the problem is when you're operating from a fight, flight, them against us type of personality at a hyper state of arousal, a traumatized state, you can't reason well. Your reasoning ability goes away. And that is where they're operating from. FBAers are kind of like MAGA in the black community. They don't think for themselves. And these are my brothers and sisters. And I'm saying that as a psychosocial analysis or conceptualization, not as one to like, I'm trying to like heal us. This is not about hurting us. This is not about name calling. This is an analysis. I like how Dr. John Henry Clark, and people often say it and take it out of context, and they don't need to be saying it, says that I'm not debating you. You're not on my level. I teach those that aren't on my level. Something like that. I can't remember. It's getting a little late. But what I say is I'm not debating you.
I debate my equals.
I debate my equals. And what I am saying, I am providing. I'm not debating you. I debate my equals. But I'm going to change it up a bit for what I'm truly doing here. I am providing a psychosocial analysis or conceptualization.
Absolutely.
For the healing of our people here in the United States of America, and then the greater Americas, and diasporically across the world and continentally.
Brother, let me ask you a question. When we look at the criteria for Pan-Africanism, right? Can a Pan-Africanist marry a European and be a true Pan-Africanist? From your vantage point. And let me tell you, everybody, this is not the end all be all. This is from his vantage point, from his studies, from his experience and his logic. So don't think this is the end all be all. Well, and it's not a loaded question because I want to know the same thing that he thinks about FBA also.
So the problem I have with, I mean, I don't have a problem. So let me back that up. Brother Talker, what happened is I didn't realize I was going to be on my show earlier for that amount of time. Man, you a talker, man. You know what you're going to do. I was on there forever, man. So I was on there probably like 3 hours, had about a half an hour break, a 45-minute break, then got on here. But what I do want to say is what took place. So I do look at this thing from a social scientific perspective. This is what I'm offering. I'm not offering, I can give you my opinion, but then I can also give you my social scientific framework. I understand. Let me say this. I understand why someone would say you can't. But I also understand how someone could be in a relationship like that and then also espouse Pan-African values. Now, for me, I would say I understand the need in my community. I understand the essentialness for Black women to have a Black man. I understand the essentials for literally, I work with sisters every day and we are at war. I understand why ideology is essential. You might not agree with it on certain levels, but on a political level, I absolutely understand why you have to make certain decisions.
Hold up. Somebody said I'm buffering. Hold up. Make sure I'm good. Let me check. Yeah, they don't want to get this information out. And I told you that they literally be attacking the channel. So they say I'm buffering, but let me see if I can get through this. See if I get through this. Am I all right? Am I all right, everybody?
Nah, you kind of choppy. I've been
choppy all the time.
I've been meaning to jump in there, but I'm a little fatigued. Pardon.
Check.
Uh-huh.
Man, they say I'm choppy. Hold up.
Sound good. You sound good.
Man, they listen. They don't want this to get out because I mean, listen. The moment that we've been, 1 second, don't go nowhere. Let me close some of these windows. Video choppy, but sound good. Mm-hmm. All right, now from the perspective of FBA,
mm-hmm.
do you think from a lineage ideal, because it's talking about preserving lineage or standing on lineage business, could, from your perspective, FBA intermarry with Europeans and still they don't make sense anyway? But would you perceive from what you know that FBA is race-based?
See, it's various ways to look at this again. When we look at the different variations, because you have Nasheedian, I'm going to actually we have Lovian, the Lovian strand, which we have the brother, what's his name? The brother you showed early on the clip. What's his name again?
Sincere to Love?
No. The other brother from Philly. What's his name again? Macon. You have the Macon.
George Macon, yeah.
You have the Macon perspective. And what I'm saying, you have these different strands of FBAism. And so what happens is it just depends, you know. But if you take it from what they typically say, they can marry, because if it doesn't have an ideology, if it doesn't have an ideology, you can do what you want to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. You can make it up as you go along.
Yeah, you can do what you want to do. I mean, there's no real, there's nothing there. If it's just a label, you do what you want to do.
Do you think that it will make sense that we, as a community, say in America, especially social media, develop some sort of checks and balances and espouse that to qualify people who introduce these conversations on social media to our people. What I'm saying is this. Do you think it makes sense for Moorish World TV to say, hold up, let me check this person out? This person talking crazy. Who is this person? Because I get me and Moochie Bear, we go down as the antagonizer. Do you think it makes sense?
I think that it makes plenty of sense. And I agree with you in a high 90%. I think we do need it. There's times where we disagree, but we disagree. We really disagree about two subjects as it pertains to this.
I don't even remember what I disagree.
Well, we disagree with some people who are wrapped up in this, and we also disagree a bit about some of the hip hop claims.
Oh yeah, well, my whole thing is about the people that wrapped up in it. If anybody co-signed a person that I know set me up and tried to get me locked up and told on me, made up stuff to tell the feds, and somebody is tied to them, all bets is off. I mean, and you got to look at it from my standpoint.
Well, I understand how all the sides kind of look at it, and
no, I'm saying, but from my vantage point, if you try to take me from my family, you got people on your roof on Harford Road. That's from my vantage point.
No. I'm following you. I said,
if anybody associate with you,
so look, I'm
gonna feel some type of way.
I do family therapy. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you my vantage point.
No, but I was asking you about my vantage point. Now we're about to disagree again.
No, we're not disagreeing here. Unless you want me to only see your vantage point.
No. I'm just saying I want the world to understand.
No, I hear your vantage
from my vantage point that if you associate yourself with one who wants to take me from my family, then I have to associate you and identify you with that ideal.
Well, I mean, I think there's nuanced ways to look at that, but I understand how you can see it that way. And I also understand how other people can see it the way that they see it as well. Now, I want to just bring the family together. And I'm actually, I'm always working on it in some kind of way, right? Because I respect those that division, and I see that there'll be more power in this division. Because I see it's interesting because there's the people involved. There's some energies, and sometimes certain energies kind of trigger other energies.
But brother, that's a good start right there. But when FBA draw the line in the sand, see, they draw the line in the sand. There's no way that a Pan-Africanist should play the fence. They been drew the line in the sand.
Well, let me say it like this.
No, listen what I'm saying. Once a person draw the line in the sand, no one should play the fence. You state who you are, you stand on who you are, and you move on that. Because the line has been drawn. Look at the attack at Baba Smalls. Now, me and you know somebody that love Baba Smalls that is, when they say Elder Baba Small, got a personal relationship with, a close relationship with our brother Jabari, a real close, like we know, and now you got a guy with 250,000 people calling Baba Smalls a FBI agent and all of that stuff, and we know good and well that Baba Smalls, as you said, you want to bring people together. His real intention is wanting to bring people together.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying here is that I think it's a bit more.
That's the line in the sand, though.
I mean, I get why you see it that way. I don't know. I don't agree completely, but you don't
agree that the FBA already drew the line in the sand?
Well, let's look at it a little bit more nuanced. What I'm saying is I have good friends who identify as FBA. I actually talked about Brother Ted earlier, my brother in New York, who was Dougie Diamond's cousin, and that's my brother for real. Now he's over there, and I just want to take it and speak to it from this perspective, and not the perspective we're speaking to, behind, in general. But that brother I know is a good brother, but I know that somehow, and he believes what he believes. And he may be drawing the line in the sand, or maybe not completely, because he's still my brother. He thinks that I'm lost. You got what I'm saying? So
what I'm saying is, philosophically, I'm not saying that because whether you call yourself FBA, Hebrew, that don't make us enemies. We got to get out that. What I'm saying is, philosophically drawing a line in the sand, then philosophically the other person must say this is what it is.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like my brother Ted, right? I don't know what hold on, help me out. What do you mean by this?
So for instance, I am a Moorish American Muslim to the bone. Moorish American ideal is consistent with Pan-Africanism ideal. They go together. But before me, they would have, and I told you this off of a live, they would have me, oh, you trying to be with black people, blah, 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 blah. These crazy Moors was talk crazy. And we say Garvey is the forerunner to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who is the iconic figure of Pan-Africanism. You know what I'm saying? So once a person attacks the ideal of us coming together universally, philosophically, you have drawn a line in the sand. And I have to make it be known that that's crazy. I don't want to be a part of it. And here's why. Yeah, I love you just the same.
Okay.
You're still my brother. You're still my sister. But here's why that is dangerous and counterproductive for us as a people here, abroad, and around the world. This is what I'm saying about they drew the line in the sand. And not only do they draw the line in the sand, they viciously attack. Now, I don't viciously attack. I let the receipt speak for itself.
Right. But
what I'm saying is, when a person says that, when I'm talking about the line is drawn in the sand, and if a person does not make their line just as clear, I have a problem with it.
Yeah, so you have to understand, brother Tahaka, is that my approach and your approach will be different. But listen to what you just said. I don't see any. When you say that I have to let my stance be clear, I see no problem with that. Now, because you also said they're still my brother, they're still my sister. I love them.
Of course.
I have to make it clear. I have no problem with that. Now, there's different approaches, and I think there's always different approaches that are needed, right? But I'm saying the same thing you're saying. Like my brother Ted knows that, he knows where I'm coming from in here clearly. But what I'm saying is, he's not my enemy. You know what I mean? So and even if he take a shot at me, I don't think he will, to be honest with you. I still, I'll make it clear where I am, and hopefully we'll get to the same point one day. But if not, that's okay as well.
Let me give you an example. Take Dr. Let's take Dr. Kaba.
Good example.
If Dr. Kaba don't make it be known that I am philosophically moving in the lane of Pan-Africanism, I understand FBA as an identity or a lineage for Americans that are descended from Africa or Indians in America or whatever it is. But I am philosophically moving in Pan-African. If Dr. Kaba don't save that soon, that's a problem, brother.
No, I don't.
That's problematic.
Well, Hold up. Say that again. If he doesn't say,
if he doesn't make his position known soon, it's going to be very problematic.
Okay.
And anybody who's a Pan-Africanist, they must let it be known that I am a Pan-Africanist. I'm not FBA philosophically. And here's why.
Yeah,
because the war is for the hearts and minds of people to overcome and liberate themselves.
I got what you're saying. Yeah. So it's almost
and Pan-Africanism Pan-Africanists, they have never initiated any attack. Now you do know that, right? Because they innately they believe in the unification of us all.
Right.
But now that the FBA has initiated these things, the Pan-Africanists must let their philosophy be known.
So,
especially if you have a voice on social media.
So Pan-African people and moreover African-centered people, we realize that our people are lost. And that one of our goals is to help wake them up. And we do what we have to do to wake them up. And sometimes your soldiers will get lost in the fray. And again, I think it's essential, and we have to be tactical in how we do that. But I do agree with you when you say that we have to stand on the thing. But the approach, there's different approaches. To me, is about healing the family, because there's always going to always be problems within the family. So I don't think we actually said anything different, honestly, to be honest with you.
Somebody said this. Hold on, let me see this. This person said, let me read this comment. The problem is you can't get Tariq off your mind. Too much of your mind. Change your mindset. No, this is the problem, Mickey J. Let me explain this to Mick J. The reason why our people are lost for 10 and 20 years, because no one has taken the time to stick with dismantling the destruction within our communities. Whether it's the crack era, whether it's the dope era, or whether it's the infiltration of propaganda to keep us divided. We go from one thing to another, from one thing to another, from one thing to another. See, I'm going to stick with this and I'm going to see it all the way through. I'm going to do it like a rap song. You might don't like Tootsie Roll, but they'll play it so much that you're going to start singing it. So I'm going to continue, because the grifter don't take a break. The swindler don't take a break. The swindler don't take days off. And as the swindler goes from a fake image of a rapper, of Cosmo Flex, to a pimp, to an R&B singer, to a historian with hidden colors, to an FBA leader, he haven't taken a break in 40 years. So I decided, Mick J, that I'm not going to take a break. That every step of the way that he throws something out there that I feel compromises the unity of our people and the progress of our people, I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to show receipts, and I'm going to continue to do it. See, the problem is, Mick J, is that you're not used to something like this unless it's a dumb rap song, unless it's a dumb sitcom. You would listen to the radio 24 hours a day if you could, and they put the same song in rotation. And every time it comes on, you'll say, that's my song. But when we get to liberating our people and we keep the pressure on and keep it in rotation, you say something wrong with me. No, there's something wrong with you. Because you're the type of person that can look at reruns of comedy skits. You're the type of person that can look at reruns of sitcoms, or hear the music a million times, buy an album and listen to it over and over. Well, the album of Tariq Nasheed, we're going to spin it until the rubber fall off. You don't like it, go to another channel. We're going to see this all the way through. We're going to see it all the way through. So, hey, Mick J, the problem is that you coming over here and not understanding that this ain't going nowhere. Save your comment. What you got to say about that, Doc?
Man, oh man, I say keep banging on Tariq. He's definitely one he's definitely one that you have to draw the line in the sand with. But then there's a very, I guess what you call drawing the line in the sand, I think I can agree with, because it wasn't saying that they can't redeem themselves. But there are some people that are similar to Tariq that it's improbable.
So somebody said, Nap said, Dr. Ausar, some people need to be excommunicated. I saw Smalls and Maat leaving the light on for Tariq. He is not our brother. Never was. That's one of my points. One of my points is, when do you make the determination that this guy is the enemy of us, regardless if he looks like us? And I know enemy is a strong word, brother. It's a strong word. We're talking about Tariq Nasheed. But we have enemies amongst us. Brother, slavery and none of the atrocities could have happened with other groups oppressing us without the assistance of our own people. Okay. When do we make the determination that this person...
Well, let's be clear, because I don't want you to say it like I'm not agreeing with you on that. I know you know I don't.
I was reading the comment. I was reading the comment, actually.
You know I agree with you on that, so...
But I want you to keep your class. I put in a comment on Facebook that you're going to disseminate this, and I didn't use that word because I don't know them big words, but with class and professionalism. So you keep it like that.
Yeah, and I agree with you about Tariq, but I think there's other people who are lost, and at times it's our work to wake them up as you do. So it's like when I hear draw the line in the sand, I may have interpreted different than what you put it out. So when you say drawing a line and saying, it could also mean I'm done with them. But as you explained it operationally, I understood and agreed.
Yeah, it's philosophically. Because we all because one thing for sure that I've come to learn as I gotten older, that we all suffer from the remnants or full blood mental slavery.
I hear what you're saying. You're saying philosophically,
full blown.
Or ideologically, we need to draw the line in the sand. So
Absolutely.
With that, I agree with you, and that's what I do. I
can talk to anybody.
I don't accept the FBA moniker. I don't accept FBA anything other than. So this is drawing the line in the sand. I imagine what you're saying. I don't accept the FBA moniker. I don't accept the FBA as a ethnic group for African American that supplants or.
Let me ask you this. Could you be paid to go on Hidden Color 7?
You could have got me probably in, even though I thought it was pseudo from the beginning.
I said Hidden Color 7.
Let me look, brother. Look. I'm tired, man. Look,
no, you ain't.
Let me do it the way
we're gonna flush him out, family. We're gonna flush him out. I love this brother, but we're gonna flush him out tonight. Let's see who he is.
I'm gonna go from one. I'm not gonna go all the way through, but I'm gonna start with one. One, I thought it was pseudo. Two, all of them I thought was pseudo. But you could have probably gotten me on Hidden Colors 2. But that somewhere along the line, I was like, this is pseudo, and then at some point you realize he's a charlatan.
But this is what I'm saying.
So
we're way past that. We're at FBA level now.
I'm coming.
We're at FBA level now. That is insignificant. That is gone. We're talking about after where we are at today.
I'm coming, brother Tahaka.
Nah, you plebiscite babbling to me. Right. I mean,
I appreciate your entertainment, because look, 7. No, you cannot pay me to get on Hidden Colors. No.
So this is the point that I'm making, brother. The point that I'm making is that if we're going to be principled in our position, whether it's Dr. Cabo or anybody, there's certain principles that we should stand on. You know what I'm saying? That we should stand on.
Yeah, I agree, right? I think though the difference that I'm having with you is that I don't think you often take your ability to dissect information, and I told you this offline. You don't always appreciate your own ability. And sometimes you take that for granted and you think other people are able to come to these conclusions as fast as you. And other people are not able to come to these conclusions.
And you know what? When you told me that maybe 2 weeks ago, I had to take that into consideration as it relates to Baba Smalls, Dr. Maat. And I question myself all the time. Hold up, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. Maybe some people are giving it the benefit of the doubt.
You're a beautiful one.
Let me say this. Maybe, and this is what I said to myself. Maybe some people is giving it the benefit of the doubt because they hope they can change the trajectory of FBA. But because of my experience, knowing Brother Polite, I know them type of people.
Yeah,
that they're never going to change their trajectory.
Similar to what I was sharing with you when you was about to beat me up. But what I'm saying is, so what I would say is, I know one of the most beautiful sisters, and she, you know, I think she is a part of your clan.
She is?
Yeah, she raised bees. She's peaceful. I mean, I'm not saying what she does with you. I'm talking about with the world.
Man, that lady too peaceful.
She's peaceful. And she does give people the benefit of the doubt.
Good goodness of gracious.
And there's nothing you can tell me about my sister and her belief at one time in Umar Johnson. And if she was supporting him, that she was the problem.
I feel you.
So what I'm saying,
he talking about my wife, family.
Because I know her heart is in the right place, and we just want to see us do better. Right. And I'm saying there's a lot of people.
You're right, brother. You're right. And you're trying to pull on my heartstring because I do know my wife. And I know my wife tell me not to make the videos even after she was attacked by Sinetta. You know what I mean? Honey, don't even make no more videos about him. You know, it's overkill now. He got the message. Sinetta moved all the videos, went quiet. Don't make no video about Inky. Inky, you know, Inky, he really wanted to be your partner on a podcast, and he hurt. so come on, honey. Let's stop making. Won't you just teach, honey? I'd be like, nah, these people ain't. They teaching and they grifting. Let's get them. You know, but you're right, brother. You're right. Some people, and my wife, because she felt as though Umar had the expertise and qualifications to help young boys. And one of the things that really hurts us in our community, that our young boys grow up to be grown boys with mustaches.
Yeah,
and my wife is very hopeful. So you got a point there, brother. You know, some people they hold on to hope longer than others. And so it is what it is.
So that's the difference. I draw my line in the sand, but I understand that there are people who take a longer time to get to the same conclusion.
Right. But brother, can you give us, before we get out of it, let me see what time it is. Can you give us a breakdown and on the record what people that have a misunderstanding of Pan-Africanism, what exactly is Pan-Africanism from your perspective? And do you think that Pan-Africanists, which I'm reiterating something I said earlier, neglect the fact that we have a unique problem here?
So,
as opposed to, let's just all come together and work it out, if you understand my question.
Yeah, so I think that Pan-Africanism, like all other terms, especially when they're multifaceted, multi-layered, complex, there's different definitions, right? And I won't even attempt to give a definition. I would just give it more of an explanation.
Right.
Because there's a variety of, and I'm saying they all kind of still align and go into the same confluence of ideas, though. And I'm not saying it's here or there. I mean, like, there's all over the place, because there is some ideological components for Pan-Africanism. So one, Pan-Africanism is to fight for Black people where they are, to fight for Black people globally, and Pan-Africanism would assert that it is a necessity that we fight locally, nationally, internationally, and all these components are needed. You can't take one out. And if you take any out, we will never reach what Dr. Remember I Need calls African sovereignty, or what others call liberation. There is a unification, but it is not an idealistic unification that says everybody needs to come together, because Pan-Africanists are smarter than that. We understand it takes not everyone is ever going to agree on a thing, but it just needs to take enough of an organized effort to bring about that which we will.
It escapes me right now, but it's a brother that I can say I'm friends with. He's in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And this brother is a bona fide Pan-Africanist. And he fights on the front line in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that he could do here in America because the dynamic is different here in America. But some of the techniques that has worked in South Africa, who have dealt with apartheid and have the remnants of it still lingering to this day, can be used over here with some of what they would call the white supremacist concepts or the oppressive concepts and the systems that are really cleaned up over here where people can't really see it. And so I say that to say that there's nowhere in the world that we are embracing to fight in South Africa when clearly our problem is here. However, we still have a unified concept that if you're fighting there and we're fighting here, we're in the same fight. Typically, that's basic Pan-Africanism.
And we need to we have to rely on one another. And it takes we need a nation to back the fight that we're partaking in, like every other group of people.
It was something that I highlighted before. I said, without Pan-Africanism, Assata Shakur could not grow an old age and transition into the into the ancestor realm at an old age without Pan-Africanism. Without Pan-Africanism, many of those that was to rot in jail in the 60s, that escaped to Tanzania, that escaped to Ghana, that escaped to many other countries in Africa, without Pan-Africanism, none of that is possible.
Absolutely.
So the question is, FBA, do you understand why a universal brotherhood, sisterhood is important?
Absolutely.
Like, where do you, if, and it, to me, it's like FBA want to be full blue-blooded American. That seemed like their gospel. They want to be full-blooded American without any extended family. And they call that delineating. That doesn't make no sense. Who you texting on that phone? Tariq?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm reading this book here.
Oh, you about to get some points out there?
No. Yeah, I mean, I think I was clear enough though.
But what I'm saying is that their delineation it's like, let's just put ourselves on an island. And
absolutely.
Let's just put ourselves on the island and see what happens.
As Dr. Clark said, you have no friends. And he was speaking about outside of the if we can identify as a race for a sake of understanding, we have no friends. So do you think that we're going to do that within the confines of America all by ourselves? You know,
that doesn't make sense to me. All the resources, and I said this in my show the other night, all the resources that the world depends on, majority of them come out of Africa and out of Asia. All the resources that the world depends on. Why would that even be an option to put ourselves on an island?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to, economics, if you will, and business, most American businesses, Europeans, they go to China until you don't go to China. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the manufacturing is in China. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But Africa has the raw materials that China used to establish themselves. Wouldn't it make sense to establish relationships at the top of the food chain? Because the Europeans going and they're robbing the resources at the top of the food chain. The Chinese are robbing the resources at the top of the food chain. No, it just makes sense. I don't get it, Doc. Before we go, I don't get it, Doc. I don't get it, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I believe that this is an operation.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that this is an operation, and people, one thing for sure, we have become numb to this term, this person is an agent, or this is a government operation. We become numb to it because people say it so much. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, this is nothing short of an operation. Because while they're turning away from Africa or inspiring or trying to get people to turn from Africa, they're turning to Africa. Bill Gates, a billionaire, he turns to a billionaire. What do we need to be in Africa for? But the status quo today is delineate, do your own thing. A billionaire, he turns to Africa. Russia turns to Africa. Now here's a question. Brother, I want to invite you on the show when we come back. And I would love to invite a person like this, where a person say Pan-Africanism seems kind of ineffective. This shows me that people don't even know what Pan-Africanism is.
Can I say something?
They don't even know what it is. If I was to ask this person, what is Pan-Africanism? I guarantee you they would babble.
Let me say something.
Go ahead, brother.
They can't hold nuance. And even their talking points talk against their talking points. And I'm saying that because they would argue that we've always been FBA. And then they'll connect that with what they call freedmen. So if you're now saying Pan-Africanism has not produced a thing, and you think that somehow at the same time the FBA is new, but then at the same time you argue that it's always been in existence, what has FBA, aka what you call freedmen, done for us that Pan-Africanism has not done for us? I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly because I'm a little bit tired. But if FBA is not a new thing, don't we also hold them accountable for not helping aid us out of this oppressive state that we find ourselves in as a collective?
Man, listen, we're about to wrap it up. One of the things that I want to point out is when a person says that Pan-Africanism is ineffective, that is such a blanket statement.
It is.
Because there's so many working parts in Pan-African ideology. There's so many working parts. Pan-Africanism could be as simple as an individual saying, I'm going to get dual citizenship in Ghana. They might never even call themselves Pan-Africanists. That's Pan-Africanism. It could be one that says, I want to get cocoa from Ghana so I can make my own candy bars here in America. Economically, that's Pan-Africanism. So my point is that people don't even understand. People look at Pan-Africanism, like even politically, there was countries and continue to be countries that embrace the quote unquote African American with open arms so you can come and settle whenever you get ready. That's Pan-Africanism. How is Pan-Africanism ineffective? How is it ineffective? The thing is that many people that claim to be Pan-Africanists has not utilized the power of Pan-Africanism because they didn't understand it.
You know, there's so many. It's too many examples for people who are we actually operating from a survivalist type of framework. There's too many examples.
Look how silly this. This is a FBA. How those candy bars doing?
What does that mean?
That's an example. Because I say you can get cocoa from Ghana and, you know what I mean, produce your own. That's an example of economics.
So I'm going to give you one example, and it's more recent. I went to a viewing the other day with my dear brother Everett, the president of the UNIA ACL here in Baltimore.
Yeah, my wife was trying to go there too, boy.
And I can't think of the grocery store that they've started in New York City with people from all around the diaspora and even perhaps continent, and how they've created this grocery store that is doing good work and employing Black people, and they're in the works of expanding it, and even here in Baltimore.
That's right.
If you're looking at it from that economic standpoint, I know people can argue things, but that is one example that is happening right now. There's too many other examples, and I think it's a foolish argument. Just because you feel enslaved still and you feel like we're still at war does not mean that it doesn't work. Imagine if we didn't have Pan-Africanism, you would not be as free as you are right now. There's no question that Pan-Africanism was the earliest
that's right, brother.
Warriors and fighters for our people, and everything else evolved from it.
And this is why I think the conspiracy is to muffle Pan-Africanism, because the true warriors that fought for liberation of our people were Pan-Africanists. There was no other group that went as hard as Pan-Africanists. There was none, bro. There was no other group in America that fought for the liberation. Hold up, let me put emphasis on this. This is why they want to silence and muffle the concept of Pan-Africanism, because it brought out the warrior spirit. They didn't care about the police. They didn't care about government. They didn't care. They care about liberation. There's not a group in America, and I'm talking about there's not one group ideology in America that put it all on the line like a Pan-Africanist.
And the reparations talk itself is a major component of Pan-Africanism.
This is what I'm saying. So when a person say Pan-Africanism is outdated, Pan-Africanism, what? No, fighting for liberation is outdated. The warrior spirit is outdated. The addressing the powers that be are outdated.
Yeah.
Pan-Africanists address oppression head on. They don't talk. Pan-Africanists never talk like FBA. Oh, just cut the check on the internet.
So
they had. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No. It wasn't anything. I forgot what I was going to say in that vein. But I'm also thinking, just in my mind, most people find it very difficult to critique Malcolm X. Are you saying he did nothing for our people?
He's a Pan-Africanist.
Yeah, I mean, like, you might never know what he did, but I know most people will find it very difficult to critique him.
Malcolm X, Pan-Africanist. Garvey, Pan-Africanist. Everyone that moved the meter.
You know what?
Even Martin Luther King, if you don't like him, Pan-Africanist.
You know what's crazy?
Everyone that moved the meter.
They think that they have evolved the thinking. They believe that somehow that Dr. Clark and all these other people have done their work, and that somehow these people, these internet scholars, somehow have any like anything close, whether anything close as it pertains to understanding, as you juxtapose that next to a Nana John Henry Clark, as you juxtapose that to a Malcolm Malik, let me just say his regular name right now, Malcolm X. When you juxtapose him next to Marcus Garvey, Henry Sylvester Williams, and so many other people, my brain is a little clogged.
You all right, brother? Let's go a few more minutes. So you're saying that FBA had a lesser role in our own liberation. I'm saying FBA never had a role in our liberation.
Oh, you talking to me? Oh,
I'm saying FBA has not, and they don't play a role in our liberation.
Well, what they do,
the philosophy, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to superimpose the people here that fought for liberation as FBA, but their philosophical approach was Pan-Africanist.
Absolutely.
They're trying to superimpose one born on these shores, descended from slaves, as an FBA, but their philosophy was not an FBA philosophy. None of them. Their philosophy was, we are one people and a global people, and we're gonna fight this fight here.
Their trick is we've always existed, and so basically it's just a lineage. So because it's just a lineage, that means Malcolm X was included in that. So then
they pick and choose, like Farrakhan. Farrakhan can get a pass. Farrakhan is not philosophically typically what they would call an FBA.
Okay.
He's not an FBA.
Shoot, my little, yeah. I got
look, it's look at Lone Wolf. He said FBA have no philosophy. They do have a philosophy. It's just all over the place.
Well,
it's hard to categorize it, but they do have a philosophy.
It is Nasheedism.
Yeah, it's a philosophy. It's just all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And it's a bit organized, but it's just not written down.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Listen, when the Nasheedian, when the king of the FBA says, don't go and debate these people. Don't go and debate these people. He giving them a directive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's giving them a directive. When he says that the Majora spirit is doing this and doing that, he's talking about FBA religion. So it has every component. Every component. When he says that this is our flag, what we doing? He creates a flag. A flag represents a people.
Absolutely. And then they ask stupid questions. They ask stupid questions like, so what ideologies does African Americans have? And I'll say they have plural ideologies. They have various ideologies.
You know what's crazy about that? They act as if like Africa is not a continent with about 54 countries in it. And in America, we have variables within our American experience. Like, I'm a Moorish American, you're African centered, somebody else Pan-Africanism, somebody else Hebrew. We were taken in such a way that we are at the point now we have to identify with our soul, identify with and go. But we don't let our identification ideals divide us. It's a saying that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. He says, truth is but one, and the doubt is of thine own raising. And I'm saying that we are one people. It's up to you to raise the doubt that we are not. It's up to you to be tricked that we are not one people. You raise the doubt, but that don't make it a fact. That don't make it a fight. And so that's what I fight for. I fight for the concept, the families of nations. We come from different tribes, different nations, and we was bundled here together. Our experiences are different. We was dropped off at different places, but guess what? We are still one people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Mickey J. Mickey J. I can't believe, let me get Mick J again. I can't believe Tariq Nasheed got you guys tripping. You might be Tariq Nasheed. And let me tell you if you are. Listen, we use you for content in hopes that we can wake up a few people by soundboarding off of your ignorance. This is not, there's no time wasted. Somebody will know that we are using ignorance as a soundboard for the great awakening.
They give you too much content.
This is content. This is content.
Yeah.
But this is reality content.
Yeah.
This is reality content. And this is the content where a few people will get it.
They give you content that you can really teach with. This is ignorance. Let's show you the reality of the thing. And I think, in fact, that's what you just said. This is reality content.
Look, Mick J, we're about to get out of here. Tariq Nasheed, we thank you for joining us. You can get some more talking points, and I will look at your talking points, and then we will address your talking points at a later date. At the end of the day, Mr. Nasheed, continue to do what you do. We love to sound board off of your ignorant content. It makes beautiful content where we can intellectually bring it to the forefront for those that follow you who are intellectually retarded. It is what it is. I'm sorry. You can't say retarded no more? Can't say no more? Doc, take us out. What you got, Doc?
That was something there, you know. I appreciate it. I appreciate you inviting me on and talking about this topic. I appreciate the work that you do and continue to do. I know sometimes people don't understand it. It is needed, as you asked earlier. But again, and I'm not the one who literally says that people are agents, as Brother Tariq, as Brother Tahaka would tell you, but something seemed a bit fishy about this one. You know what I mean? I don't easily throw these things out there, but I will say, as one of my students said yesterday, who the only student that knew about heard of FBA, said they are convinced that in 20 years, when we look back, we're going to get the records that this perhaps we possibly is a high probability that the records will show that this was a government set up operation that caused divisiveness in our community. Yeah. And again, I am only for, again, as Brother Hawker just said, it'll be a reality talking point. I come here today with all humility to heal my people here first in this United States of America, but not exclusively to the United States of America, because I understand that we are interdependent. And I thank you, brother, for bringing
Hold
me
up.
in.
Don't go nowhere yet. I want to let all y'all know. Y'all see how Dr. Ausar, he tried to smooth things all in. Now, if I bring his father here, Baba Ausar, he ain't gonna put no cut on it. Shout out to Baba Ausar, brother. That's my guy, man. Right there. Let me tell you about his father. See, this is the difference between people that come and talk and just woke up yesterday. Dr. Ausar was born in this. He was born in this. And his father, as well as his whole family, they dedicate themselves to what is real grassroots work. With his real grassroots. They don't call themselves grassroots on the internet. If you go to the location, his father is teaching children self-defense. I'm going to tell you a story. Your wife get me in trouble because I don't come over there enough and bring my wife some of that good vegan food, and you out in the front or upstairs in your office helping people with trauma, or upstairs in your office helping people with trauma, downstairs giving people information that they wouldn't normally get on social media, inviting people that they wouldn't normally see to give lectures. I've done a lecture there. This is what grassroots is. So any Nasheedian that would talk about Pan-Africanism is dead, but you believe that Tariq Nasheed is a grassroots worker, you're insane. You don't know what grassroots look like.
Can I throw this in here just to show Pan-African unity? On the lower level, my father teaches in the dojo Tai Chi, karate, and all these other mixed martial arts and meditation things. But he also, in the Pan-African love and unity, one of his best comrades, their brother Tahaka knows, Richard Edwards L.
That's one of my elders.
One of his
elders. And more science. Yep.
And more science. They come together with twin dragons. Montu Arts Academy. I'm butchering the name at this point, but yeah, they kind of use both, but they come together in Pan-African unity to provide services for the community.
And that's what I'm saying. And so this is my thing. When we talk Pan-Africanism, brother, and I want to close with this, because I just want people to know that when people make these statements, it doesn't make sense. As you spoke about Sheikh R. Edwards L., who was one of my elders and one of my teachers. In fact, without him, I wouldn't be a sheikh today, because he introduced me into the elder that actually made me a sheikh in the Moorish Science Temple of America, made me an officer in the Moorish Science Temple of America. I wouldn't be that today if it wasn't for him. So that's one of my elders. They have two different ideologies, but they see what likeness they can work together for the betterment of the community, and they get it done. Been friends for years. My wife, and the sister that she were, each and bro, you know, each and every one of them have slightly different ideology in our school.
Yeah.
And they make it work. And they make it work. And those children are the sharpest, little children I've seen in quite some time.
Yes,
my son's 7 years old. He can read a book. He can do math in his head. You know what I'm saying? So this is, when you're talking about Pan-Africanism, you're talking about people from different walks of life, of consciousness, of African consciousness, working together and getting it done. That's Pan-Africanism. It is what it is. I mean,
yeah, that's beautiful.
You don't know this conversation is over. Mickey J, Tariq Nasheed, we love you, brother. We just want to let you know that we ain't gonna stop until you can't convince nobody else of this divisive nature of your conversation. But you out, Doc. You look like you're tired, Doc.
Yeah, my eyes started out like this early today, and now they're like this.
Where you going for lunch tomorrow?
You know what's crazy? I still got to eat dinner. I didn't eat anything today, but what I will say, when I'm going for lunch tomorrow, you treating?
If we eating at your spot, you treating. You ain't never treat me to a meal at your spot either, bro.
Because you always stand me up when it's time to come.
But guess, hey, but you mentioned my wife earlier, right? You know, my wife would never let nobody treat, because we got to support our own.
Oh, yeah. You know, in fact, I did try to treat you to
my
a
wife
meal.
Ain't going for that.
I did try to, and you told me that exactly when you did your lecture. You told me no, we gotta pay for it.
Because my wife said if we have businesses, we should not try to get handouts. That's why our businesses fail, because too many people come in thinking that we brothers, thinking that we friends, and you ain't got to pay. But if we want our business to thrive, we need to come and pay. I said, goodness gracious.
Absolutely.
You didn't mess my meal up, woman.
And y'all eat good too. So y'all don't just get like a few things. Y'all get all the things, and
it'd be the healthy stuff too. You know, the healthy stuff expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. All the
But Doc, I definitely appreciate you, man. I know we rambling on now, but I think this is a good show, and I think you should grab some clips out of here, and you should spread it around. I know people used to Hawker Bay with the rah-rah, but every once in a while, we need to bring in a classy, educated orator to calm the ethers down just a little bit, bring it down to earth level so people can understand. You know, I know people like how I demonstrate my thing, but every once in a while, we need a doc up in here to just lay it down in a way that he would do before his class. But I appreciate you, Doc.
I appreciate you, dear brother.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
So, family, tomorrow on Moorish World TV, family. Tomorrow on Moorish World TV. It's nothing. But Saturday, we might be examining. I got two choices, family. Saturday, we might be examining the psychology of sincere the love or love to God. We might be examining that. And then, or on Saturday, we're going to talk about FBA relationships. Why is it that FBA always have someone outside of their lineage as their other half? Why? They always have someone outside of their lineage as their other half. Y'all think I'm just saying that? And then Sunday, we have a major surprise. A major surprise. Oh, we got one of the original exposing shows coming Sunday. You don't want to miss Sunday. If you miss the live stream on Saturday, I can almost guarantee you don't want to miss Sunday. Because we throwing anybody who supports this divisiveness of FBA and they play in the middle of the road, Moochie Bear is researching you. He's researching you. He's pulling up all the data and he's letting the people know who you really are. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So while you're out here talking all of this division talk amongst our people, be prepared to be on the big screen to show who you really are. Because there's nowhere in the world that you are going to build a platform to divide our people who are already traumatized, who are already struggling in the regular lifestyle that they live, and now they got to decide to direct their anger at the same people that look like them and that suffer from the same oppressive system or oppressive people that you suffer from. Now, we ain't gonna let that happen. So at any rate, we're gonna be talking about some pick-me's.
So pick me, choose me, love me.
Yeah.
So pick me, choose me.
That's right.
Love me. So pick me.
What's up, Sheikah? We're going to be talking about some pick-me's. Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about we got a lot of stuff to be happening soon, family. I'm telling you, we got a lot of stuff happening soon, and I want you stay tuned because we ain't letting up. That's it. We ain't letting up, family. It ain't happening. So, anyway, I guess it's time for me to get out of here. You know what I mean? This means y'all are slipping in teaching Pan-Africanism. We don't teach Pan-Africanism. We live Pan-Africanism. You feel me? You feel me? Our life is a lesson. Mickey J. Peace and love, family.